it to you like this. You got people that say that they want to help our community, but they never around when the community needs the help.
No doubt.
So if you're not around to help the community, how is it that you want to help the community? The community need help hands-on the battlefield. We don't need help outside of the battlefield, right? So the first thing we got to look at is we got to define what it means to love ourselves to the point where we don't need external things, right? We don't do history, we don't research, right? So you take, for example, there's a $2 billion industry in hair products, right? That is manipulated, controlled by the South Koreans and by the Chinese.
We was just talking,
right?
just talking
Now,
about that.
the thing is,
In urbanized black neighborhoods, black and brown neighborhoods,
it's everywhere.
throughout the country.
It's at the
Throughout the
tree,
country, yeah.
right?
All the way to Africa.
Even when you see in the last 7 to 10 years, there's been like a sprinkling of black-owned hair salon, Africa this, and diaspora that, and hair and this. There's a whole lot of things, and they're associating the African with the hair and the braiding, right? As you know, it's something that's coming only through those pipelines.
Yeah.
Go
Either
there,
a cultural
any one of
reference.
those things. Go there on a Tuesday at 5 in the morning, you'll see a white van that says Asia Worldwide dropping off
products.
materials, right? And you can trace that back, that action, that exclusivity, that distribution, and that whole network that they got in place.
Yeah.
You can trace that back to 1953, which is coincided with when the United States government lost the war in North Korea. So as a bone to South Korea, they gave them the exclusive
Preferential
distribution
trade.
rights
Right.
of that hair, of those hair products,
No
right?
question.
Now imagine if we were able to convey to our women that nature is the best artist, that God made you. You good. You don't need all of that,
Develop
right?
our products internally
Check
and buy it
check
from one
out.
another.
Before we even get to developing our own products, if we love ourselves enough and love ourselves correctly, we don't need those products.
Period.
Whether they are our own or whether they somebody else's.
Period.
You ain't never gonna get to what's real if you starting off with what's fake.
This is true. This is true.
Right? So if you're talking about building a real relationship, you gotta let nature find a light.
There's no question.
So you can't have the fake hair, the fake nails, the fake everything, and then talk about you want
I'm a real
to-
bitch.
But of course,
when the mind ain't even real.
Basic beauty products. Why not develop our own?
Shout out
support
to,
and
Nah.
marketing? We still
to the
need
brother
soap and wash our
Ramone
asses.
Harlem,
But that's the thing.
shutting shots down out there in Chicago.
If we made our own and supported our own, that
That's
was
what I'm saying,
different.
yeah.
Right now, boom. If we took it one step further,
I don't know if you've seen
that
this,
would be a $2 billion infusion that we would
Exactly.
put right into our community that we could do other things with.
For me, the best illustration of what you're saying, and I think what we're both saying, is this little series I saw with Mike Kill Mike, where he tries to do sort of a trip up north or through the south by just using like black-owned businesses. And the trip ends up being like a learning experience for him. You know what I'm saying? I would call it a failure. I would call it a learning experience because it illustrated so elegantly, you know, the absolute dearth, the lack of any services that are internal to our communities and that we develop for ourselves, whether it's financial, whether it's hospitality, whatever, across.
My
all
thing is
support.
that we don't need to think only black. That's to me that's ridiculous.
It doesn't have to
We don't
be that
need to
specific,
think-
but
yeah,
but it helps to have a sort of intentionality about supporting the communities that you come from and that need that
that's the
support.
thing,
You know what I'm saying?
So when you look at support, right? Support has to do with how you feel about yourself, right? So we need to find
We were
ways
just talking about that too.
to make ourselves feel good enough
Yeah.
so that we can give to someone else.
No question.
Right? Because when you don't feel good about yourself, you're not gonna make nobody else want to feel good.
doubt.
Right? So once you start thinking, you know what? I'm not gonna be thinking only black because I'm not gonna settle for what I don't want just because.
No question.
But I'm gonna be thinking of how can I uplift black, right? So that the quality and the effervescence of whatever you want, whether it be food, whether it be clothing, could be a positive experience.
No doubt.
Right? And
No doubt.
we can embrace that through the black community while involving other communities. Because we've supported the world all this time, right? You look at 90% of the commercials they show you about Africa, they showing you the pot-bellied kid with the fly in his nose and all that, right? And if you're thinking, because if you're not thinking, you're buying, right? So if you're buying this bullshit of the kid with the fly and all that, then you're not asking yourself, damn, if that's all that there is in Africa, then why the Europeans been in there 400 years plus? This was an ongoing opportunity to show the next generation that you don't have to do anything bad, that you could shine, and what you need is a plan. You know, you can't be fooled by the people who are doing bad things because you're only seeing one of them. You're not seeing the 1,000 or 10,000 that are in the same situation but didn't have the same result. And those are the ones that are dead, the ones that are in jail, the ones that are got shit bags, the ones that got permanent injuries, the ones that wasn't cut out for that, but unfortunately their upbringing didn't expose them to different alternatives. So they thought that this was the only option. So art is a tool that we could use to nourish and develop children's brains so that they can have self-confidence, which is the only tool that they really need during the developmental years. All the clothes, everything else, that shit don't mean nothing. Look, I dress like this all the time, and I be in rooms that's worth, I don't even know how much money, because I don't count the next people's money, but they happy to have me there and they invite me. And the reason why I stay like this, because I want the kid who has nothing, same way I grew up, to know
see
that if you got yourself, you good money, because the magic is inside you, it's not on you. So I'm gonna break it down to you. These Nikes, I got them on sale, $50. These pants is made by Wrangler, they're like 20 bucks. And this is like, you know, the classic
champion. Champion is back, baby.
You always gotta wear a white tee, you go with everything. So I keep it simple and I
keep it funky.
beautiful. That's it. All right, peace, y'all.